Hey everyone, Adam here. Today I am happy to announce I am off the struggle bus. It was a rough ride. It ended in some bad videos that you've seen, some bad play, some unlucky things going on. I did go out to Arizona to visit my daughter and her boyfriend and played some out there at Main Street Billiards. Also played in a video that I hope to be able to announce very soon. A fellow YouTuber who has a pretty popular channel, and we played API style, master style match. Won't spoil anything that happens there. However, when I got back from Arizona, I had this weird inner ear thing, and I haven't been able to play in like a week. And I was so dizzy I could barely walk straight. It was not fun. So in the process of seeing doctors on that, figure out what to do. In the meantime, Friday night, so I'm narrating this on the 24th, which is what, Sunday? I don't know what day it is. I have to look. Yeah, and then on the 22nd is when I played this. I was able to play for about a half an hour and then got real dizzy. I had to sit down for a while, and then a couple hours later went down and I played. I think normally when I start, I'll either hit a bunch of long shots or just spread balls out on the table and just hit them in any order, not really caring about leaves and position, worrying more about just stroke and letting the arm get loose and warmed up and things. And I did that, played one rack of 8-ball, and I said, you know what? Let's just try playing against the Ghost. And here we go. A little bit of different rules. I'm using the triangle rack. I'm not using the template rack. That gives a little bit more unpredictable rack. Now, I will say my table racks really well, especially since I've used the triangle rack so much. The template rack so much. When racking with a triangle, everything fits in pretty well. And I'm breaking from the right side, which is something I don't usually do. I usually break from the left side. It just feels better for me. Rules against the Ghost. It's 8-ball. I break every game. I take ball in hand after every break, regardless of what happens. Even if I scratch or make a ball or don't make a ball or anything like that, any balls made stay down. I take ball in hand and shoot from there. If I would happen to make the 8-ball, which does not happen, sorry, spoiler alert, I do not get the win. I spot the 8-ball and take ball in hand from there. No cheap wins against the Ghost. If I win, basically by running out one suit and making the 8-ball, I get a point. If I miss at any point or scratch or anything, the Ghost gets a point. So let's get over to the table and we'll kick this thing off here. All right, as you can see my hand, I am holding up 5 fingers. I'm waving to you, but I'm also indicating that this is a race to 5. I knew it was going to be tougher with physical condition and things. By the way, getting old sucks. I would not recommend it. Do not recommend 0 stars. First break was great. I think I made 3 balls, 2 solids and a stripe. Cue ball was in the middle of the table. 8 flew up the table. The league that I play in, the 8 does count for a win for max points. And stay tuned in a little bit. Couple videos after this one, I'll explain all that stuff. Here I kind of like solids because the 8-ball is in a good spot and it's kind of blocking the 13. The 10 and 15 are kind of blocking each other. Either run out is really doable here. But I kind of like the way solids look, so I decided to go for it. Here I can play the 4, and I'm looking where to get on the 1 or the 7. I kind of like drawing back and getting on the 7. It looks like I'm going to stun up the table and go for the 1, and I almost got too far. The issue here is that the 8-ball is kind of being blocked by this wall of balls here. I could get up in here, or I could get anywhere below to be able to make it. So I'm looking at doing the 1, the 5, the 7, and using the 7 as my key ball, stopping it about here and shooting the 8 in. Here I just want to angle. I want to come up 1 rail and out. Kind of like that. Would have liked a little bit more angle. Now I'm going to have to take a little tougher shot on the 5. Or, sorry, on the 7, because I don't have enough angle on the 5 to get there. But this one I'm going to kind of draw out just one rail somewhere in here. I'm not going to overdo it. I have a tendency to decelerate on the stroke on these shots. That didn't look great. I just drew it straight back. I must have been straighter than I thought. So looking at this, the 7 goes past the 13, off the 13 in the side. So I can play basically a stop shot, hit the 7 into the 13, leave the cue ball here, I should be good. Just double, triple checking it, taking my time. I've heard people say when you're a little bit sick, sometimes it helps your focus and it helps your game because you're not consciously thinking about everything. Your body's just kind of gets in the zone a little easier. So I did drop back a little bit, made the 7 and 13. 13 doesn't count for me. And got a foot away from the 8 ball straight in. And I am up with an early 1-0 lead. I had 4 balls try to get in the side pocket. The 8 is almost going down in the corner, but I did make one. I made the stripe here. Now I'm looking at this layout and I'm looking at what I like. Minus the stripes are okay. It's a little hard to get from on the 10 because I'd have to be over here. I don't think it goes past the 8 down here. The 13's in a goofy spot because as of right now, there's only one pocket it goes in, and I have to put the cue ball like here on top of the 7 for it. So it's kind of hard to get from. Get the 13 out of there, get the 13 to the 10, and then get the 12. 8 ball doesn't really a problem, but there is kind of this wall of balls here. So I decided to go for solids here. I can get the 2 out of the way first, go to the 5, and then deal with breaking the 1 out. I shouldn't have an angle to just go straight into the back of the 12 here and knock it out. And assuming I don't screw this up too badly, I should have a shot on the 6 or maybe even the 7, or if it comes out enough, maybe even the 3 in the side. So I don't want to crash into the 12 here head on. I want to do that and I want to bump it out, because if I crash into it head on, it goes into the 1, it pushes the 1 into the 3. Now, I did get goofy. I pushed the 12 right in the way of the 6. The only shot is the 7 up in this corner, which is a kind of a really weird off angle shot. I need to play it with some upper left so that I can have the cue ball come out here and get around this 14 ball here so I don't get stuck behind it and I have another shot. Or on top of the 14. And this is still a weird angle here, but I'm looking at how to do this. If I can play the 4 and I stun over for the 3, 4 obviously goes here. Cue ball kind of just stun down here for the 3, and then I can go for the 1 and the 6. Looks like I'm looking at the 6 and then coming down this way for the 3 and then the 4 and then the 1. I'm a little bit off the pocket line, but it's better to be on this side of it, on the high side of the pocket line, which is like here, than it is to be straight on the pocket line, because then it's harder to get out for the 4. Here I can just play this with some top right and put the cue ball there. I could even leave the cue ball for the 1 if it I didn't put as much right on there. I put more top, and that's why it didn't go up table. So I'm looking at the angle I need on the 1. The 8 is easy. All I got to do is make the 1 from anywhere. This is going to drift up table probably a foot. And maybe not quite. But just wanted to get off the rail, stay away from that 13, or I think this is the 11 up here. And now this is just a stop shot. in the lower left, and the 8 is sitting right there for me to make it, hopefully. Hit it a little to the far side of the pocket, but I think it's better for me to do that than hit the rail going in. Little fast on the backswing to foreswing transition there, but I'm up 2-0. And see what we do here. Breaking from the same side again, hitting the second ball break. Almost lost the cue ball there. Kind of did. I don't think I made anything. Well, I made a stripe. So I'm looking at this rack, trying to figure out best patterns. And again, they are both looking really good. In this case, the league that I'm in, you get points based on how many opponents' balls are left on the table after you sink the 8s. So, for better or worse, if the layouts are about the same, I go for the one that has the fewer balls to make. Because of just of that league. You know, like let's say I made 4 stripes on the break. It would reason to say that I'd probably want to go for solids because they're more spread out. Now here, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like what I did there. I jacked up. I think I kept the extension on. I jacked up to avoid the wall with ball in hand so I could draw back for the 11, and that was goofy. Again, I'm not thinking 100% straight here because I'm still not. Even now, I'm still not back to 100 or my normal 67.5% or whatever I normally am. That's one thing I'm going to talk about in a video about. Instead of floating a ball into position, I like playing off the rail. So here the 11 was here. I played off the rail and out instead of just kind of floating the cue ball because I get more of a stroke on the ball, more control making the 11, and I don't have to worry about like weird like slate seams or pieces of chalk on the table or dirt or hair or whatever kind of nonsense is on a lot of the tables we play on. My table's clean because it's my table and I'm the only one that plays on it, but or I know who plays on it, I should say. But in a public table, it's a lot better to just take more of a stroke here. Now here, the 8 ball could potentially block both balls. If I got like here, I might be in trouble. So I'm looking at various ways to do this. I could draw back 2 rails here and here, but I have a small gap to get on the 15. It looks bigger because the 4 and the 8 are so far apart, but with the diagonal and everything, it's not that big. So I decided just to basically go right up and down the table, almost at the 8 ball, but I'm hitting it hard enough that if I were to hit the 8s, it would hit it and probably not, probably give me a shot. As it is, I went right past the 8. I have a shot on both of these. They're both easy enough to do. My original thought was do the 15 first, leave the cue ball about here, and then just come out here and out for the side. But the 3 ball is pretty big there, and you've seen me in ghost matches before. If you haven't seen them, they're out there where I leave myself completely snooker behind a ball and I get in trouble. So I decided to basically try to take the easiest route possible, which is try to get straight on the 15, play a stop shot, take the 8 down in the lower left corner, which is basically what I did. I go over to check the angle. This is another video I need to do. I can see the wireless microphone over there. You can't see it, but I can. Still in the box. I'm going to take that out maybe over the Thanksgiving weekend here. So yeah, basically just draw it back, I don't know, a couple inches or whatever. Get straight-ish or straight enough. These shots are good to practice because a lot of people, myself included, would rather have a cut on this than a dead straight-in shot. But practice your straight-in shots. They come up way more often than you think, and it's should be easy to make them because all you have to do is move the cue stick straight forward. Cool, easy game. I think I fast forwarded through like 5 songs there, but I'm doing it at 10 times speed, so you don't have to watch. And you can't hear the songs I'm playing anyway. The music I play here on these videos is different than that. Almost jumped the cue ball right off the table there because of that. Did not. Oh, no, the 2 ball goes in. thought I didn't make anything, and then the 2 went in on me. All right, let's pause to take a look at this. There were a couple games there where the 8-ball shot was pretty obvious. I know on my last, one of my last videos, per request from somebody who I think it was Cue Ball Control sometimes or Cue Control sometimes, one of the best YouTube handles ever, asked me if I could talk about more on how I get on the 8-ball and what I do to get on the 8-ball. And this is a better example. Like, the 8-ball is sitting in front of the pocket, it's pretty easy to figure out how to get on it. If it's somewhere in the middle like this, it's a little bit harder. The first thing I want to look at is, does the 8 go in a bunch of pockets? It does. Once everything's cleared out, the 8 could go in both corners up here. It could go in this side. It potentially could go in that side. It could potentially go down here. So I don't really have to worry about which pocket it goes in quite yet. What I have to worry about now is the issues. This is an obvious issue. I can tell you from knowing the table, because I remember playing this, once the 6 is gone, I think the 7 goes past the 6 right now in the side, but once the 6 is gone, both of these balls right now go in the side. They are not frozen on each other. They are not frozen on the 12. However, the 12 does not go anywhere. The 6 would have to be gone for the 12 to be able to go in here, and because you can't take solids and stripes at the same time, it's almost impossible to get on this 12 ball. It does not pass over here, does not go over here, does not go down here if these balls are out of the way. So for that reason, I want to take solids here. And I want to take this 6 ball out of the way first because I want to free things up. And assuming I'm getting in a good position here, I should be able to do like 6, 4, maybe come out for the 5, 7, leave the 3 as kind of my safety ball, or the 1 is my safety ball. 8 could go in either corner at that point. So let's start up the video. Just wanted to get that over with and talk about it. I do remember taking extra long in this rack because at this point I'm kind of getting tunnel vision and getting close to feeling like I might pass out, which is probably not a good time to be playing pool. It's probably a good time to just be sitting on the couch, but and I'm looking at all the angles, all the things that I can do. I thought about playing the 15. I think it goes past and then following the cue ball up and hitting the 5. And then I would have the 11 as kind of a insurance ball. But that 12 is going to go right in the way of the 10, and that could really screw things up. Thought about maybe drawing the 10 into the 12, but that just creates a bunch of problems. So I'm going to go with solids here like I was talking about. Just pull this back. Now, ideal position here, if I want to leave the 3 ball there, would be like here. I'd want to play the 5, draw back, play the 7, come back for the 1, come over here for the 3, and then the 8 can go somewhere. I got to be real careful with this position, though, because if I don't get pinpoint, then the cue ball is going different ways, and that's a problem with leaving yourself on shots in the side pockets, is you don't always get the right angle. I'm going 2 rails here. I'm a little short of the angle that I needed. What I'd really like to do is be able to play this 5 cleanly through here and draw back, or stun out, I should say, without hitting the 7 at all. I'm kind of looking at the angle of that. It looks like from here, it looks like I'm going to hit the 7. It looks like I can't really do anything with it, though. So what I decided is I decided to follow it and try to push the cue ball down this way to have a shot at the 1. But I hit the 7 pretty solid. Now it looks okay from here, but I'm off angle on both of these balls. I almost thought about taking the 3 here, but I would have had to spin a little bit around this 8 ball with right spin. Now I would have sent it in a good spot, but it makes the ball missable there. So what I want to do is I want to play the 1. I want to bring the cue ball straight up and down to about the spot would be really good. If I could get here, it would be even better. But I overhit it, and I go way past the 7. Now, what I should have done in the beginning of this video is asked you to comment and subscribe and like and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to ask it right now, but I'm also going to ask you, what would you do in this situation if you were solids? The 7 does go here. The 3, if you get here, or I mean, there's a pretty big area it can go in this corner, and you can spin around 2 rails out for the 8s, or you could get anywhere on this side and the 3 goes. So leave me a comment right now, pause the video, let me know how you would shoot this one, if you'd take the 3 first or if you take the 7 first, and how you would handle it. We'll start back up again. Pause before you leave your comment so I don't tell you what the answer is and then you go ahead and change your comment. All right, here we go. I decided to take the 3 first because I think I can just go 1 rail up, either in there or in here, or even hopefully not into the 8, hopefully not into the 12, because I'm looking at what the 7's going to do once I hit it here. The cue balls have to go around the 9, which I can do, but getting around the 9 and then getting around the 13 is really hard, and if I leave myself way down here, it's a much tougher shot on the 3. And I could leave myself behind the 8 and the 15 if I were to get around that 13, but I think that was too much to ask. That's why I decided to take the 3. And of course I went right into the 8, the only spot I couldn't have gone. Even if I would have gone and hit the 15, I still, the 8 well would have went up here, I still would have had a shot. This is ugly. It does not cut. I'm going to actually put my cue on the table, and I thought about this for the video. That is where it goes into the rail. So I cannot cut this backwards. Maybe one in a million shot, 1 in 100 or whatever. So I'm looking at the angle on the 7. I can't bank it because the 9's in the way. So it does not go 1 rail over here. There's maybe, I don't think there's a 3 rail angle for the same reason I couldn't get the cue ball around there. So I couldn't play it like here. So I decided to take the only shot I have, do a Hail Mary, and play off the rail, off the 14 and in. Or that's the plan. This is a very, very low percentage shot. The other thing I could have done, the only problem with that, I would have had to put, let's see, left spin on it and go 2 rails in the side. But both are such low percentage shots, it's just kind of what I want to do at the time. So I'm calling it over there. Don't have to do much with the cue ball because I still have a shot at the 8 in the upper right corner. Can't scratch, or I have to make sure I don't scratch. So I have to follow this and hit the 14 too thick. Would have had a shot in the 8, but that's why I want to see what you guys think about the 3 or the 7 ball there. So Ghost is on the comeback trail. It's 3-1. Another dry break. This is going to be a problem, as you'll see in some future videos. Trying to figure out what to do here. Everything's kind of wide open. The 7 and the 1 are a problem. The 1, I think I can put the cue ball here and make the 1, and I could drift out here for a shot. The 14 does go in this pocket. So I'm looking at how to get the best way to get out of here. I need to take care of the 9 as well. I think the 9 goes past the 3 in the side, the same side I'm playing right now. I might be going to take the 9 right now. Does not look like I took the 9 right now. It looks like I'm going to take the 13 and then the 14 and the 12 and then come back for those. I also have to worry about getting a shot on the 8 ball. And actually this would have been a good rack to pause. So let me pause this. The 8 ball is way up here and there's no stripe that really leads to it. If I'm here, I can play the 8 there and stun over. if I'm in a spot where I can get the 9, which I think it does go in here, I can just follow it over there. I could come off like cue ball here. I can come one rail. Well, not in the pocket, but you get the idea. I didn't think it was as big of a deal to get on the 8 as it was to deal with like these 3 right here. I don't know if the 1 goes past here. I could have played the 7-1 combo or put the cue ball here and played the 1, but I decided to go for stripes, and this is getting on the 8 ball is going to be the key in this rack. Now here I can play the 14 and just bump very lightly into the 6, and I hold for the 12 or the 10. So I'm just checking the angles here, making sure that I really can get what I think I can get. And just bump a little bit. I'm wondering what my plans are for the 9 ball, because to me it doesn't look like it goes here. Here I think I'm going to the 15. Yep. That's a dangerous shot because it's heading right towards that side pocket. Now I took a bunch of speed off it so I don't have to worry about it. But I'm at this weird angle now where this ball is straight in. I can't do a whole lot. I basically have to come down, try to cheat the pocket a little bit, come down here, get a shot on the 10 in the corner where I could float the cue ball over this way. And then I can play the 9 here, draw back or stun or something like that over to the 8 ball. Probably not in that L format. So now, yeah, you know what? I think I thought the 9 went, and this was the first time in the rack I looked at it. I'm normally much better than that. I'm going to blame being sick for this. Got the blow the cheeks out, monkey face, shaking my head, not happy with myself. So now I just have to take my medicine on the 10 and just hope I can get a shot. I could follow this down 1 rail and out. I'm looking to see where I need to get on the 10 to be able to get a better angle, and it looks like if I follow it just a little bit, it's going to be a tougher shot on the 10, but it will lead naturally to position on the 9. So I cheat the pocket a little bit, push it out a little bit so I'm off the rail. And now it kind of looks like I can play what I was saying before, play the 10 over here. I don't know if I can hold the cue ball here though. I may have to hit it too hard, and I may have to try to go into the 3 or into the 9, or try to shoot this gap here, which is not very possible. I don't know if I have enough angle to draw this way, but that's kind of suicidal. That's asking a lot. I would have to jack up a little bit because I'm a little bit on the rail. So I think I'm just going to follow this ball. I don't want to float this in. I hate floating these balls in. It's a really, really good way to decelerate your stroke and miss the ball completely. If I could hit the 5, this would be perfect. So, okay. What I tried to do is I tried to go back and forth on the other side of the 5. So basically, 10 ball here, I was trying to go here, here, and here on the same line, and that way, assuming the 5 was over here still, I had the 9 on the side. Now I'm looking at this, and I can very, very easily scratch right off the 3 ball into this side. But I only have to get like where the 3 is and still have a shot in the 8. So if I can kind of force follow this not too hard, hit the right side of the 3, it should send the cue ball that way. If I hit the bottom side of the 3, it should get the 3 out of the way and I'll still have a shot. And I almost scratched. I got the right, I needed the spin that I had to make the ball and get off the 3 the right way. But I hit the 3 a little thick, which is why I went right towards the side pocket. Now this is a fairly easy cut. There's no scratch possibilities unless I do something really stupid. I shouldn't say it's fairly easy. It's 75% makeable for me probably. Or in this case 100. And wait, my head, because that was a rough out. I am on the hill at 4-1. And Like I said, that was a rough rack for me. I remember that. Not as rough as that cue ball though. Almost flew off the table, hit the rail, flew over here, went over the place. I did make something. And I'm looking at what I can do here. Let's pause this quick while I'm tapping my cue on the floor. Solids look okay because the 1 goes in this pocket. The 3 I could start ball in hand here. Well, probably not there. Probably here. Play this and just kind of float down a little bit. Get the 6, come up table somewhere, or play the 2. I don't like how the 1 blocks the 10, and I don't like how the 13 is kind of blocked by the 8. Now I could take ball in hand and put it here, play the 10 here, follow up, play the 13 here. I still have to worry about the 11 a little bit. Once I get on one of these balls, I can then play the 14 here, and I can get on the 11. It just seems like there's a lot of moving around. And now imagine all the stripes gone off the table. I'm going to probably wind up on this 12 towards the end, and I have to get past this wall of solids right here to get an 8. Not a big deal because there's some pretty big gaps in there. But for that reason, I decided to go solids. Kind of looking at what goes where. What to start with. 3 ball is kind of obvious. Hopefully. It's obvious to me looking at this, so hopefully that means I took it. I did play a lot of pool today against my buddy Matt, so don't exactly remember everything. Now here I'm just going to follow this, and I don't think I'm going to go to the rail. I'm just going to aim for kind of the spotter, so. Yeah, somewhere around there is fine. Even if I get straight in, I can just kind of stun it up and get the 4 up here. If I get more of an angle, I can come off and go the other way. I think I have enough angle that I can go, 6 is going in here, cue ball here, and through these 2. And then I have choices. Then I can play the 1 on the side. If I go too far, I can play the 2. The only thing I don't want to do is hit the 4 here. Which I do. Now, I got a little lucky because I hit it straight on. I hit it far enough to the pocket that I can still make it. But the natural angle of the cue ball is going to go right into this 8 ball, and I don't want it to do that. The 2 cut is pretty rough. It looks like it's okay from here, but then getting another leave is going to be difficult. So what I'm looking at is what angle do I need on the 1 ball in the side to then, I'm going to draw the 4. I'm going to hit, but just move the 9 wherever you want it there. That's fine. This is like a stun draw. If I just put straight draw on it, it would draw into the 13. If I do stun draw, it's going to go a little forward first, and then it's going to go here and out. This is a tricky shot. I don't even know how I would teach this to someone. I would just say, just keep trying until you figure out the stroke, because it's a different stroke. It's not quite a drag stroke. It's not quite a draw stroke. It's that stroke. And I got pretty good on the 1. I just need to get an angle that I can somehow get on the 2. If I was right where the 1 is, I probably could cut the 5, just go straight across past the 10, and then just draw back for the 8. I just want to be super careful here. I'm pretty much in the zone at this point, and I'm not second guessing myself as much. I'm just taking my time. Part of it is because I'm sick. Part of it is because part of the way I got off the struggle bus is just to slow down a little bit. So I don't know if I'm going to stop this or go to the rail and out. I think I'm going to the rail and out. No, I'm not. So I have just enough angle here to not be able to really do what I was saying before, because I think the 10's in the way. But I can follow this with some right spin, and basically the cue ball goes here, here, and even off the third rail is fine and out. Anywhere in this general area and I can get the 2. Pretty straightforward shot. I just have to miss the 8, which I did by quite some bit, and I did come off that third rail. Now I have a really good shot to just draw out anywhere in this whole area. I'll probably not way over here because that looks like it's behind the 8 or behind the 13, but yep, that's perfectly in line, straight in, easy shot on the 8, and a little fist pump. I'll update the scoreboard, and I point at it, and that is it. I got the ghost again. I got the ghost when I was sick. Got the ghost of the triangle rack. I'm trying to think of things that people have commented on my videos. Oh, you can't use a template rack because you never use one of those in the pool halls. Okay, fine. I use a triangle rack. Oh, you can't have blah, blah, blah because blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'll break from the side. I won't break head ball on. I had problems breaking, which is an issue. Because if I don't make a ball in the break, that's going to be a problem. But anyway, this is my match against the Ghost, 5-1 in my favor. And as I started the video, I did say I was playing to 5. I didn't just stop it and then lose like 7-5 or something like that. But that's about it. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button, hit subscribe. I am going to try to grow this channel, I guess. It was originally set for me to just post videos of myself to be able to go back and watch myself. But I got up to like 145 and I figured, let's give it a shot, see what happens. So again, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.